Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another top 10 video. This time it's going to be a little bit different. I'm not ranking anything because these are all different categories. This is my top 10 drugstore products. I'm going to put you on to some amazing products at the drugstore. I did apply all of them on my face and we'll show you a tutorial portion throughout the video as well of all these products applied to the skin, and I cannot wait to share these with you. They're so incredibly good. If I lost all my makeup, I'd run to the drugstore, pick these up. It doesn't cover absolutely a full face, but it's my top 10. And I wanted to share them with you today. I could do part 2, 3, 4. I could go on forever with my favorite drugstore makeup because there is so much good stuff out there that's affordable that you do not need to break the bank purchasing. So if you're looking for some amazing affordable products that I've repurchased that I absolutely love, this is the video for you. So thank you so much for clicking on my video, for spending some time with me today. If you want to join the family here, I'd absolutely love for you to do so by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell to be notified of all my future videos, and let's jump into my top 10 products at the drugstore. In no particular order, I'm going to share with you some brow products. I cannot tell you how many times I've repurchased the NYX brow products. They have the Micro Brow Brow Pencil, which is a dupe for the Anastasia, and then they have their Lift and Snatch, which is kind of like a Urban Decay brow blade, which I was obsessed with for so long, but the cost of that was just too much. So I use this all the time. I switch between several shades. Right now I'm a little bit darker because my roots are coming in pretty heavy. I need to get my hair done, but I love these products for my brows. I always use the micro brow underneath my brow just to give some definition and outline, and then I go ahead and fill in with the brow pen, and it lasts. It also gives that microbladed kind of look. It really gives you strokes to your brows, and I just really recommend it. I always talk about these. I genuinely cannot count how many times I've repurchased these. I just placed an order for more last night on Amazon, but you can go to Walmart, drugstore, wherever NYX is sold. You can walk in and pick up some amazing brow products from NYX. They are my favorite, even above high-end products. These are my favorite brow product. Cannot get enough of this product. Again, repurchased many times, and I always get asked what I use for my base before I go in with eyeshadow and how do I make it last as long as I do. And a lot of the times it's dependent on the eyeshadow formula. However, I can make some cheaper quality eyeshadows last all day no problem because of my base, and this really helps me. I'm in the setting your base camp. That's my personal preference. I know a lot of people like to go in with an unset base. I get the best blend myself when I set it in place. For my eyeshadow base, I always use concealer, and then I go ahead and set with the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. If you have oily eyelids, if you need to set your product in place, make it last long, this is your best friend. Even if you don't have oily eyelids like myself, I'm more leaning dry, this is just gonna help your makeup last longer if it's set with this matte powder. Everything's gonna blend so beautifully on top because it's an even canvas on your eyelid. So I highly recommend this. I use the shade 04 Sandstorm, but I've already hit pan on this one, and I've repurchased this fairly recently, if you guys remember, because it was in my empties prior. And I just highly recommend it. It's the only thing I use. I use this every single day. Even if I'm not putting any sort of eyeshadow on, I set my lids in place just so that my concealer is set and I know it's not gonna crease in my eyelids or anything like that. It's set down. So highly recommend Stay Matte Powder from Rimmel. It is amazing for your eyelids. Something I didn't realize how good it was having a new one of these until recently, but an eyelash curler. And you can get the Tweezerman one at the drugstore, and it's my favorite one I've tried, and I've tried all the high-end ones, and I love the Tweezerman one because this one, I can't get the ends to touch, so I can really squeeze on this, curl my lashes, and it actually works and lifts them, because some of the ones, if you compress it all the way down, that's one thing I learned in the past couple of years. If you compress your eyelash curler all the way down, it's not going to give you the best curl. This one, you can really get a good curl on your eyelashes. It can actually hurt if you get it too close to your eye, just because you can get so much pressure with this one. Highly, highly recommend. If you haven't invested in an eyelash curler before, or if you need a new one like I did, this is a great one that you can get at the drugstore. For mascara, you don't have to spend high in prices. There are so many good ones that I recommend at the drugstore to pick up. Currently, I'm really stuck on this one. It has been my favorite, and I just bought a new one, and I actually like this better when it dries out a little bit, so you'll see a new one applied to my lashes, but it works even better. Give it a couple weeks, and this is gonna make my lashes sky high and so thick. It is the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift Mascara. I know the Telescopic is really, really popular. This is their newest one, and I love it because the brush design is really unique, but you can really coat your lashes fast, and you don't have to fuss around with it. I think it does take a little bit of practice if you're not used to this type of wand, and typically I'm not a fan of rubberized wands. But this one I make an exception for because it gives me the best length and volume. It is so beautiful on my eyelashes. So highly recommend this mascara. The Essence mascara that I also love, I'll have on the screen. It's the Lash Princess in waterproof, and I strictly buy that in the summer. I always buy a new one every summer, so I don't have one currently right now because it's winter, and I only use waterproof in the summer. And I love that one because it stays on my lashes, holds a curl, good volume length, doesn't flake, smudge, smear, anything like that. It's actually waterproof, but it's not to the point where at the end of the night I'm ripping out lashes trying to get the waterproof mascara off, because that's why I hate waterproof mascaras. However, that one is phenomenal, so affordable. Highly, highly recommend if you're looking for a waterproof mascara. Complexion. I could have gone one of two ways. I do have a tinted option that I love, but I can include that in part 2 if you guys really like this series. However, my number one at the drugstore is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. Nothing has beat this since this launched for me. I love L'Oreal foundations with a passion. I think they're amazing. This is everything that I wanted Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk to be. However, it wears better on my skin, and it just looks more flawless. I'm wearing it today. I love how it looks like on my skin. I use the shade 470, and it's a perfect match when I have a little bit of a tan going on, which I did want to mention, an honorable mention that doesn't fall into makeup, but it's a beauty product. I just wanted to fit somewhere on my channel because you guys always ask me about self-tan. So if you like self-tan, stay to the end of this video because I'm going to mention my honorable mention that falls in the beauty category at the end of this video. This foundation, 24-hour for sure, smoothing. If you have pores or texture like myself, it makes a smooth, beautiful canvas, good coverage. It's buildable. It feels lightweight, doesn't move, lasts all day. It is so good. Better than most high-end foundations out there, honestly, and you can get it at the drugstore. I recommend this to everyone who's looking for a foundation they can quickly pick up. Like, go to the drugstore, get this foundation, and everyone has told me they've loved it, who I've recommended it to. It is that good. I swear by this foundation. My last L'Oreal product, and I didn't think of brand or anything. I literally went through all my makeup collection and pulled my top products right now from the drugstore. Happens to be L'Oreal, but this is gonna come as no surprise to any of you, I don't think. And it's bronzer. And I find at the drugstore, it is so hard to find a good bronzer, especially one that is for those with an olive undertone. And this one is absolutely perfect. It is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear bronzer, and this is in the shade Tan. But you can see the tone, the undertone of this. It's absolutely perfect for those with an olive undertone. So if you're looking for a really good bronzer, I'd recommend this one. This one works for me when I'm tan. So currently I have a little bit on my skin. I don't use this when I'm more fair, but if you are medium to tan skin, you need to try this bronzer. It is so good. The formula is super pigmented too, so it doesn't take much to build up. And typically with a bronzer, I'd say I don't like something very pigmented, but this is very blendable as well. So just know that going in that you're going to get a lot of pigment, and you won't be surprised when it goes on your skin because it does blend out so easily. But I highly, highly recommend it if you're looking for a new bronzer. They have a few colors in the line, so definitely check it out. I already lost track of what number we're on, but it will be in the top of the screen. And I have these to share with you guys, and they're newer to my collection, but I was blown away by these when I initially tried them, and they're from e.l.f. I could have done a whole entire video on e.l.f. products. 10 standout products from e.l.f. They are killing it. Seriously, so good and so affordable. These were under $9. I got them at Walmart. They are amazing shades. They have some darker ones that I actually want to try out, but I just like a lighter blush, and these look like dupes for the Rare Beauty blushes. I wanted to pick them up for that reason, and in today's video I used 2 of them. I used the shade Pinky Promise on my cheeks. You could see the pigment of that on my cheeks, and then I used the shade Peach Perfect on my lips actually, and that's what I do all the time with the Rare Beauty ones. So I wanted to show you the versatility of these blushes, not only on the cheeks. I do that often with my makeup. I try to make things as versatile as possible in my collection so that I can use them multi-use, get the most use out of my product, and for the cost, wow. These are so good. If you've not tried these from e.l.f., you're truly missing out. And even if you have the Rare Beauty blushes, you're gonna love these because a little goes a long way. They're so beautiful, even pigmentation on the skin. They last on the cheeks. They just have the most fantastic formula. I had to give a shout out to those in this video just because they're newer to my collection, but they truly blew me away from the first time I tried them. And I needed to share them with you guys so that if you've not tried them yet, you need to run to Walmart, pick them up because they are so good. NYX, one of my favorite brands at the drugstore. NYX and e.l.f. for me, as of lately, they're truly taking it over for drugstore. I love their products. And one of my favorite things from NYX are their lip liners. They have a traditional wood pencil formula, which I'm wearing on my lips right now. And I discovered this because it went viral, the color, but I already loved these lip pencils, but the color is what sold me. It's called Nude Truffle, and literally the perfect color ever for me to line my lips. I'm wearing it today, obviously. And I also really love their launch when they did the Line Loud. These are super creamy and long wearing if that's what you're looking for. These wear really nicely. These are more creamy though. I like both. I recommend both. But the NYX lip liners, if you're looking for a lip liner at the drugstore, they make the best ones, the best colors. They are so good, the formula. The Line Loud are comparable to Charlotte Tilbury for me. That's how good they are. The next product I discovered on Amazon when I was looking for products to use for trying new makeup. And I got this, I wanna say it was under $6. It was like $5.97 the day I picked it up. I'm pretty sure I got it on sale, but regardless, this is super affordable. And I don't recommend palettes, eyeshadow palettes from the drugstore ever, really. And this one is from Wet n Wild. It is the Always Naked eyeshadow palette. I'm wearing it on my eyes today, and I have fallen in love with this palette. I used it in a trying new makeup, and granted, I do feel like some of the higher end palettes I have are more pigmented than this. This takes a little bit more building. I don't think it's a bad thing, especially for a beginner, or if you just like a lighter eye. This is really fantastic. The color story of this is phenomenal. If you're into neutrals like me, for the price, you really can't beat it. And this is the best eyeshadow palette at the drugstore I've personally come across. So if I had to only recommend one from the drugstore, this would be it. So if you're on a budget and really want a good eyeshadow palette, I would start here. My 10th place spot, I know isn't for everyone. Not everyone uses this sort of thing, but I do. I love false eyelashes. I think they can totally change a look. They can change your eye shape. You could do absolutely nothing on your eyes and throw on a pair of lashes and you're good to go. I just love them so much because they just are so transformative. You do not have to spend a ton of money on these high-end lashes that are out there. My favorite brands are Kiss or Ardell, and I have a bunch of styles to share with you, but from Kiss, these are the Impress press-on falsies. You don't even need glue with these ones. And they're very, very natural. I just throw in a couple corners on the end of my eye to give it a little bit of a lift in cat eye, because my eyes naturally droop a little bit down. So I like to just add a little bit of drama at the outer corner just to give my eye a little bit of lift. And then from Ardell, I recently picked up the Naked Lashes in 424. I really love the Naked Lashes because of how natural they are. I can actually wear a full strip of these and it not weigh down my eye, because typically I do wear half lashes. And then my favorite lashes currently ever, high-end drugstore, regardless of price point, are the 3D Foam Ink 858s from Ardell. And I cut these in half, and that's what I'm wearing today. And they give me the most perfect drama on the outer corner. I'm so in love with these. I always get questions about them still, even though I've talked about them, I feel like, for months now, how much I love them. So my favorite eyelashes at the drugstore, if you're looking for some pairs to use, I feel like those are some great ones to start off with and to use them how I suggest. A half lash is a little bit more user-friendly, I feel like. It isn't so intimidating if you try out a half lash first, or even these press-on ones, I feel like anyone could use. They're so user-friendly. My last product that I wanted to talk about isn't a makeup product. However, I want to throw it in here for most repurchased. And I always get questions about my self-tan. So I figured, you know what? Let's include it in this video. It is a drugstore staple. It is so good. And I actually have two, because I had nowhere to cover facial tan, I feel like, in any of my videos. So I wanted to show you guys it here. Self-tanning can be stinky, annoying. It can be drying. It's all those things. It can be expensive. Come on, like, it's a ton of things that are just no good, except for this drugstore tanner. And I wish I knew about this sooner. It is from Jergens. It's the Natural Glow Instant Sun, and I get it in ultra deep bronze. This is moisturizing. It's not stinky. It dries down in 60 seconds, so you're not all sticky at night when you sleep, because that's when I self-tan. I leave this on overnight. And did I say it was moisturizing? I should say it again, because my skin always gets really dry and gives that kind of crocodile-y, scaly looking skin with self-tan. Not with this, because it is so moisturizing on my skin, and it's a beautiful natural color. It looks how I naturally tan, which is what I'm going for. I want something that looks natural on me and just doesn't dry out my skin or stink, because I hate the process of self-tanning. But that one I always get on sale for under $10 Canadian. It's so amazing. I highly recommend it if you self-tan. And if you want a facial tanner that does not break me out, because literally I've gone through all of them, I feel like. This is from the drugstore. It's L'Oreal. It's the Sublime Bronze Self-Tanning Water Mist. It is for face, coconut water, and vitamin E. Natural looking facial tan, no prep needed. It is so incredibly good. And I'm not going to go through this that fast, so it's a good bang for my buck, because I just do a couple sprays on my face at night. And when I wake up in the morning, it's like having makeup on my skin, but not actually having makeup on my skin. So it just evens things out. It matches my body, so my face isn't contrasting as much when I self-tan. Just adding a couple sprays on my face. And you can also use this on your hands. If you're looking for a foolproof way to not get streaky hands, facial mist on your hands. That's a little tip that I have here. So highly recommend that as well. And that is everything for my top 10 products at the drugstore. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I want to know your favorites too, because that's where I find so many amazing things, is from your recommendations. So leave them in the comment section below what your favorites are. Let me know if you want to see a part 2 by liking this video, leaving a comment. Let me know so I can share with you the hundreds of products that I just could recommend to you at the drugstore. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.